Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome for the first time in 2022 to the Chalky Hazard podcast. I can't believe it's been so long. And you also might notice that there's two distinct missing people. Both the Americans aren't here. It's just the British guys today, me and Josh. Say hello, Josh.
Hello.
Hello. And Hammer is here as well.
Hello.
As always. And we knew that RDT wasn't here, so I've already, got it ready to not have RDT on the screen, but Nos is meant to be here and he just isn't, so I'm just going to leave that up there, and if he shows up, then he shows up at some point, we'll see. But yeah, a very different looking Josh. Like, I never change. I've just stayed the same for like the last 10 years of doing YouTube stuff. You go back and look at my old videos and the room barely changes and I barely change. It's only been 3 months since the last podcast. I mean, it's kind of crazy that this is the first podcast of 2022, but you look very different. You're in a different location. You look different just in yourself. I feel like we've got a lot of updates coming for you.
Did I do a podcast from my parents' house?
You did, I think.
Okay, so you got that. Okay, you got that far.
Yeah,
okay.
we the last podcast to catch everybody up was wasn't it the Christmas special? So it was like a week before Christmas or something like that.
Yes, it must have been. Yeah. That makes sense.
You were in your parents' house, and Nos was in his new house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was about to get married.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of stuff that's happened in the last 3 months. We're gonna do some quick mentions before we get onto it, because there's so much has happened in the last 3 months. I don't think we've ever had a period of time this long between podcast episodes. People were saying in the chat, "Is the podcast dead now? Is that it? Is it over?" But we're back. But there's so much that's happened. Let's hit the quick mentions. From like the first bit to 2022, my wedding. I'm married now. Yay!
That's a quick mention. Oof.
Well, do you want me to talk about it more? There wasn't an awful lot to. It was a very nice small family gather. Oh, hang on. One thing that never changes is the children outside. That's all. Let me close the window.
They're just yours now instead, right?
God damn it!
Oh dear. It's just a quick mention. If Zaxi hears that, is she going to be mad? Like, just a quick mention. That's a minor thing in my life that happened.
Well, she's going to be more mad about what he said in the pre-show.
Let's not mention the pre-show. Let's not mention... I am one lucky guy, yes. It was a very nice wedding. It was just a very small thing. It was exactly as we planned it, that I probably talked about on the last podcast. So... It was just one of the best days, and couldn't have asked for anything different. So we're just happy to be finally have it done. It's been like 2 years overdue, I would say, and 1 year officially overdue, and we got it done on the 3rd of January 2022. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats. That's nice.
Getting married 6 years to the day after that initial Twitch raid on Xerxes' channel.
I still can't believe that's how it started.
I know, God. Right? It's crazy. Oh, so fortuitous.
Yeah.
What else happened? We also, later on in January, we did the Daytona 24 Hours, which I would say went as successfully as you could hope with me on your team. Getting to the end.
I mean, it could have been better. I mean, yeah, we got to the end. It was good. Like it was a fun watch. The race that we got in had a bunch of really bad, faster cars in it.
Yeah, it did.
And yeah, I didn't successfully avoid them myself either. So yeah, it's like
I did enjoy putting out a video. I wasn't initially going to make a video about it, and then I just thought, let's play around with the footage and see what I can get out for it. And it turned into quite a nice video in the end, with the sort of the Jimmy Broadbent cameo as well halfway through with his Clam Man link. It was a good video, that one. So thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for coming. It was fun.
I don't know if I feel confident enough to do any more. The charity race was fine because it was just a charity race.
Yeah. Like, we're supposed to be doing the Nurburg in a few weeks, but I don't think any of us are. We're
No.
not ready. I'm certainly not ready. Like, I'm in bits still.
Yeah, yeah, you're still putting everything together.
Yeah.
I'm doing touring cars now. You'll be happy to hear.
Oh, I think I saw some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't seem keen on that initially when I
No,
first...
I don't like touring cars, but
I really like them. They're good fun.
yeah, I mean, if you like them, whatever, that's fine. You've got to get some door bashing in though if you're doing that.
Well, that's true. Yeah, there has been some of that.
No, there you go.
Yeah, more than a door bashing this morning, didn't you?
There was a little bit. I mean, the first race I was really clean. I just avoided everybody else's door bashing, but the second one I got door bashed into oblivion, I think is the answer on that one. But yeah, I also did the 13-hour 22-minute stream on the 1st of the 3rd 22. That was fun. It's the first time I've done a long stream like that for 4 years, I think. I've done long streams, but not where I'm always there. So thanks everyone who came to that. That was successful. And the only time we can ever do that, where the date matches up.
Yeah.
And then for you, ESA happened.
Yeah.
How was that?
We had our first in-person ESA for the first time in 2 years. So I'm like involved with the staff, right? So it's been like a long lead up. Like every single time we come to an ESA, it's like, okay, can we do it because of COVID or can we not? And blah 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 blah. It's just I'm so sick of talking about COVID. But yeah, we just did it. We didn't just do it. It was meticulous planning and a bunch of like worrying and stuff. But we had an on-site event, and it went perfectly fine. There was no mass COVID outbreak like everyone thought was going to happen. Everyone didn't get sick. All our contingency plans didn't need to get used. It was just good. It just worked out. It was just like normal. Everyone just chilling. Yeah, like vaccine mandate, but that was about it.
Perfect. I mean that leads into the fact that TwitchCon is coming back this year, and we've already got Zexy and I have already got our stuff sorted out to go to the European one of that. So that'll be our first in-person event. Are you going?
I'm a solid maybe.
A definite maybe.
The weekend before ESA summer, so it's like really weird.
Okay. But yeah, I mean things are coming back. It seems.
Yeah.
But that's like that. We've done the quick mentions. The next thing was going to be talking about Nos's, whatever the hell is happening in Nos's life, but he's not here, so he doesn't get to speak.
Yeah, apparently it's so good he couldn't be here.
Yeah, whatever's happening in his life. So before we get on to like talking about all the GTA bollocks, I want to hear about all your updates because you're in a different country. I've been keeping up to date on Twitter, but like, what's been going on?
Well, so since Christmas, what did I do? I basically had like a midlife crisis.
Oh, that's always nice. Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. I mean, it was good.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, just single-handedly turned my entire life around. Started going to the gym, like exercising and stuff, losing weight, having a diet, working a lot more, making a lot of money, and then like saving up a bunch and moving to a country that I've never visited before.
That's a that's a big leap if you've never even been there before.
Yeah, no, but like I moved in with a friend, like Wayno. Some people know him from like Project Homecoming and stuff.
Yeah, I've known him from being in the chats when we've been doing the endurance races and just being around and stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I moved in with him. I've known him for years, so. And we've seen each other at ESA and stuff like that. But yeah, I moved in because he's native to. It's Ireland. I moved to actual Ireland, not Northern Ireland.
Yeah, you were talking about like potentially Sweden as well, right? Like, so you were Sweden and then Ireland were like your two options. You've landed on Ireland.
It's a lot easier. So because of Brexit, that we shouldn't get into, I guess. It's a lot easier for me to move here because of all the Good Friday agreements and stuff like that. Like the border is still open, so I can still walk into the EU here.
Right. Okay.
Going to Sweden as like self-employed, I need to have like a ton of savings and stuff because they expect me to like start a new business there if I say I'm self-employed. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
So the plan is to stay here. Well, this was the plan. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But the plan was to stay here, save money, because like I was in my parents' house. It was really miserable. Like my parents are nice and they were very kind to have me there and stuff, but it was way too small for all of us.
Right.
But just stay here, save money, and we'll just see where life takes me, I guess.
Yeah. Just taking it step by step in your new feels and way to be.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like, if you'd asked me a year ago, like, would I be a person that goes to the gym every other day and like eats healthy and lives in Ireland?
Yeah.
It would have been very strange. But yeah, no, I've just had a complete life change, completely, like totally and utterly. And I'm stood up even. Like I have like a standing desk now.
Yeah. Standing desk. I said this in the pre-show that Xerxes has been wanting me to get a standing desk for a while. Are you going to try and tell me about all the benefits of a standing desk?
I mean, medical benefits and stuff, I don't know, but like it just feels better. Like it's just, I don't know, working and like especially for like streamers, like being on camera and talking and stuff. It's like so much better like being stood up. Like I don't know, it's like easier to talk because like when my chest is open. I don't know. It is just better. What are you doing to the stream?
I'm putting Nos there.
Oh god.
We've got Nos's pray emote, hoping for his return before we end the podcast.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I could talk about the journey here because that was a thing.
I saw your updates on Twitter that was quite the dodgy moments.
Yeah. So like. Make it shorter is basically we're just going to get a moving company, but because I lived in Portsmouth, which is south of London, none of the moving companies go that far south because like
really?
most people like London or above.
Okay, yeah, of course, nothing exists in the UK outside of London.
Yeah, exactly. But we found this out from like a guy at one that told us this. But yeah, like nothing goes south of London to Portsmouth or anything, so we couldn't. It was like. The only dates I could get were like right now when I wasn't ready, or like in 2 months, and I was just like, okay, well, this kind of matches up.
Yeah.
So Wayno has a family friend, and they call him like they call him up to do like all sorts of handy jobs and tasks and stuff, and he's like insane and will do anything.
Okay.
So he has a van. So he and Wayne drove Wayno. Okay. Calling him Wayno in real life is really awkward because it sounds like a pet name or something. So I'm trying really hard to say Wayne. Like in front of his parents saying like Wayno, it sounds like something very different is happening. But yeah, anyway, they drove all the way from where he lived in Ireland, like Ireland. They drove all the way to like a port, and they took a ferry across, drove all the way to where I lived, and that drive was like, was it like 6 hours, 9 hours with the ferry? And then they came to my house, so they left like super early and got like the earliest possible boat. They came all the way back to my place, and we loaded up the whole van with all my stuff, and then immediately drove back all the way like through the night to the last ferry of the day. And it was just like trying to match up like one ferry to another because the windows between them weren't long enough for the most part. So we were thinking of doing the last ferry of the night and then the first one of the morning or something. But that would have been even worse.
Yeah.
But thankfully we found one that was just like morning and then night. But the problem was about like, it was Holyhead or Fishguard. Yeah. But the problem was as it got closer to the day, we started getting reports of a storm. And there was like a massive like hurricane storm thing in like, I can't remember, is it the Atlantic Ocean? Whatever the ocean is. Between America and here.
Yeah.
There was a big storm brewing. It was just coming over. And it hit exactly when we needed to get the ferry from Wales to Ireland.
Oh, beautiful.
So all of the ferries were getting cancelled, like all of them, except one that we could catch. So we just like had to pray that it wasn't going to get cancelled as we were driving. And I was like getting updates on my phone constantly and stuff.
And if it had been cancelled, what would you have been doing? Just stayed? You would have been stuck in the van until
tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there was nothing else. we just went for it and we made it onto the ferry. But my God, I never want to do anything like that again.
Alrighty.
It was literally like this and then this as we were like, and when we got on it, it was like, it's like super late at night. No, at that point it was early in the morning. I think even it was like, it must have been early in the morning at that point, like 2 a.m. or something. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
It was dumb. But we were like really hungry. So we were looking around for food, and the only food they had was like a breakfast thing that was doing like full Englishes,
right,
full Irishes or whatever. So we had that, but it was a big mistake. We felt terrible once we got out of the port and the boat started rocking. It was horrible.
Oh no!
And it was like a 2 or 3 hour boat ride, something like that. We managed to sleep through most of it, but like the last half an hour was like horrendous. I got up and like me and Wayne went like outside, like I'm on the deck, but it's just like it's just wind and rain and it's like horrible. There's like no shelter or anything.
Yeah.
Like, you choose, but I felt like less sick outside. I felt way better outside.
Right.
So it's a choice of like being freezing and wet or feeling like really motion sick.
Yeah, I get you. I'm looking at the map, like just to see where Portsmouth is, and then going up through Wales to get over to Ireland. Like, yeah, that's a trek.
Yeah, we went down like a bunch of toll roads and stuff. Well, was it one toll road? I think it was the M4 or something. I don't know.
But it's still, that's a lot easier than having to take all your stuff to Sweden, to be fair.
Yes, exactly. And like now I know what moving to Sweden would be like, and it would be like you just put it on a shipping container and then just live with nothing for ages.
That's what we did with Xerxes stuff. It was just the moving company came and took her stuff, and then they were going up to Norway, I think, to go take an entire house and then bringing it all back to the UK.
Yeah, but the problem was, like, I have a learning driving license, and Wayno doesn't have a driving license at all, so it was all just his friend driving the whole time.
Right. Oh, wow.
It was like
that guy is a machine.
My parents were not very happy.
No.
Like it was like something like I don't know, like 12 or 16 hours of driving. I don't remember what the number was, but and like only a ferry for rest.
Yeah.
Really bad. I mean, we did take stops, obviously, but like, through the night and everything.
Trust speedrunners to find a way to one cycle an international move.
we did. We one cycled it. Yeah, it's really funny actually. Yeah, we like the thing is I had to pay for it all, and it cost like I think I paid him because I had the ferry was really expensive, and then the fuel was really expensive because that was like right at the start of the international stuff that's happening. And then like paying him, like I had to pay him a lot because quite rightly he deserved a lot of money. It was his van and everything.
Yeah.
I think I paid like €1,500
wow,
or something like that to him, but it was actually less than like what I was thinking and paying like a moving company and stuff. And we avoided any import tax or anything. Okay. The port never checked us. So
that's funny. I can't remember paying that much to move Xerxes stuff from Sweden, to be honest. I think it was like 900 something.
Shipping container would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I suppose. But, and it was, they were a moving company that are able to put things together with other things that they're getting and take it all. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I needed like an immediate thing, so it was like going to be expensive.
Yeah, and it's all just for you. Oh, well, I mean, how are you finding it in Ireland?
Good. I don't want to say exactly where I am in Ireland.
No.
Saying I lived in Portsmouth is like a bit bigger than where I live now.
Right.
So I just say Dublin. Dublin's close enough.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's good here. I like it. It's not super different, but it is like it's like a bit more European, I guess. There's like some parts of it that are. I don't know, but it's perfectly nice. Like it's very scenic and stuff like that.
Yeah. I went to Ireland when I was younger, like 7 or something, on a trip, and we went all around different cities around Ireland, and I can't remember it being too different. I mean, this was before they had Euro and stuff like that, but I can't imagine it being too much of a culture shock.
Yeah, no, it's not much of a culture shock at all. There's like some things that are different, like some phrases and stuff like that. Like Wayne's always saying "you're a man" to like mean a person with no context, and it like really confuses me. There's a few things like that, but nothing major at all. There's not much culture shock. But yeah, the place we're living in is really nice. I haven't done like a video on it yet, but I will do eventually. But it's like I'm in the attic, which is why my ceilings are like sloped.
Yeah.
So I have like this office. It's just my computer and my sim rig and a bunch of storage and stuff up here. And then we have like a middle floor that has our bedrooms and a bathroom and stuff on it. And then we have like a bottom floor that's like a big living room and a tiny kitchen and another bathroom. Yeah, the place is really nice. It's a really good spot that I wish I could talk about, but I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. I really like it here. It's good. And yeah, everyone's talking about me getting an accent. Is like, I don't see it happening.
You're getting better internet as well, right?
Oh, yeah. We have fiber. 1,000 up, 1,000 down. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I only have access to 100 up and 100 down because of the way I'm connected to it right now. But I mean, that's like fine. Like whatever. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
So you're in a better place now. You're happy.
Yeah. And it's a short plane ride home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I could. It's like €10 to get like a plane back.
Is it really?
Yeah. If
That's
I go on
crazy.
if I go on the correct days, like I can get like a flight from here to Bournemouth to like for like €10.
That's crazy
Yeah.
to me. I don't think I've ever like experienced a flight that is that cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the train ticket to the airport is more expensive.
Yeah.
But it's Ryanair, right? They're trying to get all sorts of money out of me. Like if you have a bag that's more than this big or whatever. So
Yeah.
so
They try to add
yeah,
on the cost in other ways.
Yeah. But like I don't. If I'm just going to like, because sometimes I need to go to look after my dog or something, or my parents' dog.
That's crazy
I
cheap.
avoid paying for that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
I've never flown. Like, I know that's a different country. Technically, it's Ireland to the UK, but I've never flown anywhere within the UK. It's always been to a different country. So I imagine, I don't know, how many you've done some like into UK flights, right? Are they fairly cheap as well?
Yeah, I usually have to fly down to London for work quite often. Depending on who you book with and when you book, you can usually get to London for about, I mean, the lowest I've seen it is probably about £25.
Right.
Return.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, and then
so,
like every time I've been needing to go down to London, I normally take the train, and it's usually it's just gotten increasingly more expensive. And then the last time I needed to go down, I just thought, screw this, I'm just going to drive, and it was so much better. It was just about the same time to get to where I actually needed to be, because you get a train to London, you've still got to get to where you got to be in London, which takes God knows how long, and it was so much cheaper.
Yeah, there's a new low-cost train line between Edinburgh and King's Cross, but it stops at Newcastle as well.
All right.
I think they were offering tickets for like £12.
Wow,
because
that
they
is
don't stop many places.
Really cheap.
Yeah, so by like a different company, so you need to book it all through your app and everything. Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, Lumo. Nick got it right.
Lumo. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But then, getting to Newcastle.
It's better for the environment technically as well, because it's an all electric train rather than electric and diesel.
Okay. Well,
thanks, Box.
What did Box say? Anyone else keeps forgetting Hammer exists, or is it just me? Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah.
I forget I exist sometimes. So.
Well, have there been any updates in your life, Hammer?
Nope, I don't do anything interesting.
Okay, all right, okay.
If anybody wants to find me, I'm on twitch.tv/mbhammer.
Taking the opportunity.
I also stream, so, there's that.
It's with face cam as well, so go see what he looks like.
It's actually not with face cam at all.
I'm trying to get them to go on your channel.
They'll be like, oh, where's the face cam?
I prefer if they didn't come. I prefer people that don't like face cams in my chat, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everyone loves face cam. Come on.
I don't. I personally don't. I hate face cam in streams.
Yeah, you've kept like against face cam. I remember Nos was originally against face cam, and then he caved eventually, mainly for the podcast, I think, and then he's just kept it in his streams ever since.
The amount of streamers I've stopped watching because they've put ridiculously huge face cams covering integral parts of game information on the screen. It infuriates me.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your face. I want to see your game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
You got to find a balance.
This is why you should speedrun all video games. They're all 4x3. So you have like a bit extra on the side. It's easy. The layouts are so much easier.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you only have to worry about the 4x3 middle part of the screen, and you can put whatever you want on the outsides. It's so much free space. So yeah, any other updates, Josh? Or is that pretty much caught up to date with your current life situation?
Other than me being single winky face, no, that's about it.
Cool.
Hang on. What's the winky face for?
No, continue.
Yeah. All right. Okay. No, not got anything to reveal then. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
continue.
All right. I guess we got to talk about GTA.
No, do we have to?
I know.
It's bad. We all know it's bad. I mean, some people on Twitter don't think it's bad, but they're like people that follow Rockstar on Twitter, so you know.
I was hoping that Nos would be here for this because hearing his thoughts on it would I'm curious to know what he thinks. I guess we'll have to wait another month for that, but yeah, GTA expanded and enhanced, and GTA Plus are things now.
Old motion sickness simulator 2022.
Yeah. And it's all enough to cause me to not want to play the game anymore. So that's good.
Great. That's always great.
Have you been keeping up with any of it, Josh?
I mean, I watched your stream when the enhanced thing came out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, that's a thing. Like, you know, and you were quite right to say that the 60 FPS one was the only way to play it.
Yeah.
Because the other one looked pretty horrible. I laughed when you were like, none of the cars are different, like in the traffic.
Oh
like,
yeah, God, I know.
What did you expect? Like,
I know. It's just insane.
Yeah, it is.
The forced motion blur.
Yeah, that was a thing. But the GTA
have a
Plus,
feeling the cars. I think the cars is something I don't think they can update now. I think it's one of these things that they've, because you know yourself, when the Project Homecoming guys go in to edit the traffic, they don't have any idea how the car spawns relate to particular areas.
Yeah, that's true. They always say they have like a pool of cars and they don't really know how those cars spawn, but they just take it from this pool.
I guarantee Rockstar don't know either. I think it's been lost in the code, and the person that did it years ago hasn't commented it properly, and it's been lost forever in the code. I think that's the reason why.
That's probably true. They just don't know how it works, so they're never going to update it.
I'm not going to touch it. It might break something.
Yeah, that's true.
They did it. Do you remember they did it once for single player? And brought in like a couple of new cars. They brought in like the Pagani and the Panto.
Yeah, and then sometimes they will like glitch into online every now and then.
Nothing for years.
Yeah, but that was when they switched over to the enhanced edition, as it was back then. They added those extra cars. Those were the DLC cars that were available at the time. So they updated single player with those.
Even then, they didn't add them into GTA Online.
Yeah.
This code has been lost to time,
you're right.
Unfortunately.
I think so. Din might says we know the general regions the cars can spawn in, but how they pick what spawns, that's still unknown. Yeah, they just nobody knows how the game picks the cars that it does to spawn. Yeah, you go on then, Josh. What were you going to say about GTA Plus?
I looked at it, laughed, and then stopped looking at it. That was it.
No. Yeah, I kind of had to do a video on it, I suppose, and it was a video that was like, okay, the whole thing is garbage, and it makes me not want to play it. It makes me actively not want to play the game anymore. So I'm not gonna. So I'm taking a significant break from. I'm not going to stream for 2 weeks, and then I'm not going to play GTA much for pretty much the entirety of this month, and then see what happens after that. Maybe more 5M, different games. I'm going to play iRacing more. Like,
hell yeah.
Just everything that Rockstar have done have shown me. I mean, this has been the case for the last 9 years. I've known this, but like the expanded and enhanced being so disappointing, and then GTA Plus on top of that finally pushed me over the edge, which is kind of difficult to do, to be fair. I've lasted this long. You would think I could just take anything, but they've finally pushed me over the edge. So
I couldn't believe when you booted it up. Remember that first day you did the stream, bruv?
For the expanded and enhanced.
Yeah. Just watching your stream laid me out for the day. Like the motion sickness from the motion blur they've added into that game laid me out for the entire day. It was ridiculous.
I've
never had that in a game. I've never had that in a game before.
Yeah.
A game making me motion sick like that. I've had maybe a little bit of sort of motion sick coming in when I've been playing VR and stuff. But GTA expanded and enhanced, my God. It's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Thankfully for me as well, it's calmed down a little bit.
It has for me as well. I've started to get used to it a little bit now, and I'm like that first time trial that I did with that Turismo Classic, and I drove for like a minute, and then I just went, whoa, I feel really weird, and I've never felt that before playing any game before. It was just I was so. And then I was like you, knocked sick and dizzy for the rest of the day. I was just completely off.
Yeah, Jesse couldn't even complete the time trial in the Turismo. I had to share play into the game and finish it for her.
Wow!
So she could get all of the HSW stuff. She couldn't even finish it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's. I don't know why they would make that decision to. I mean, am I right in saying, Josh, you probably know more about this than I do, that motion blur like allows them to get higher FPS, but like for the same quality level or something? Like, does it hide certain things that otherwise would reduce FPS or something?
No, they use it to cover up low FPS.
Right. Okay.
So like blend the frames so it like doesn't look as jittery. Like if anyone's ever played Grand Theft Auto 4 on PS3, like it's just all motion blur all the time at like 5 FPS.
Oh, okay. I mean, I actually had Grand Theft Auto 4 on PS3. That was my main platform for it. I can't remember now. Yeah, I was just used to it, I suppose.
I don't think it's because of the motion blur. Maybe like I haven't played it, but it might be because of like input delay or something that you feel like that. That is like really weird that it's making everyone feel sick.
Well, I looked at a picture that somebody had taken, like a still picture of the motion blur while someone was driving in particular, and I think looking at that picture, you can see like everything on the road, which is half the screen essentially, is all completely blurred and out of focus. But everything in the distance is like pixel sharp. So it's like that disconnect happening all the time. So like you see like half the screen going like super blurry and half the screen is pretty much static. Yeah. That's what gets it for me, I think.
Yeah. So that sounds to me like it's like a focus thing then, like the camera isn't focusing on where your eyes are focusing. Maybe?
Kinda, yeah. Possibly.
Kind of like
it's more it's more like peripheral.
Yeah. If I do like
it's more peripheral than like focusing dead on the blurry stuff, you know?
Yeah, you see how my camera like freaks out trying to focus on different things. It's like that.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to look at where it's blurry.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, because I notice it most like behind the back of the car as you're driving. So you're looking at the car, which is all perfectly pristine, no blur. and then as soon as your eyes go to look at an apex towards the side of a corner or look
Yes.
at the back of the car if someone's coming up on you or something like that, then you're seeing a load of blur, and then you're going back to like I think it's that change between the blur
Yeah.
and
Let me
no
see if
blur.
I can find that picture.
So
Hang on.
I wonder if they've reduced the depth of field loads to give everything like more bokeh effect to try to make stuff look better.
Yeah.
You know, but like, or is just having the effect of making people feel sick because like I hate depth of field and motion blur and all that stuff in video games because you don't know where the player's eye is looking.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I could be trying to look at like the skyscraper in the distance because it looks nice, or I might be trying to like focus on the road or something. But there's no way we have like eye tracking or whatever. There's no way for like games to know that. So it's just like the depth of field is always wrong. It works for video because like in films and stuff, you use it to make the viewer look at the thing you want them to look at.
Yeah.
But in video games, it's like too interactive. It's like bad.
Yeah, I put the picture of what I was meaning in chat. Just
show it
showing
on the
how
screen.
like the bottom half of the screen is completely blurred, the car is static, and the up ahead is completely clear. It's I'm getting weirded out just looking at the bottom
I am
texture.
genuinely just looking at it without movement, just looking at
And
the
that's
road.
what you're seeing all the time.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, so the depth of field is either in the wrong place or too small. Yeah, it makes sense.
But I don't understand why it was necessary in the first place. Like, why?
No, because it makes things look pretty.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was a thing. I think I watched. I watched Digital Foundry's videos on the new GTA versions, and I'm sure there was a comment by one of them who did the video saying it looked good, like the fact that they've added this blur because it gives a more sense of speed or something like that. I couldn't understand that thought process, but I guess to each their own.
I mean, I will say it's worse for me on a smaller screen than a big screen. If I'm sitting 2 meters away from my like 60-inch TV, it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't really notice it. But if I'm like watching your stream or something like that, then it can get me.
I just wish they'd given us the
It's
option
not
to
as bad
turn
as
it off.
was, though.
Like the PC version doesn't have it. The other versions don't have it. Just let us be able to put it back to that if we wanted to. That's the thing that gets me.
And it just seems to be when you're driving as well.
Yeah.
And particularly at high speeds, and even worse with the higher speed cars that they've introduced.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you say, I've kind of gotten used to it a little bit now that I'm not getting knocked sick by it. I still don't think it's as nice as, when I go back on PC or something. I'm liking it better, but at least I'm not puking by it.
Yeah.
Or feeling dizzy.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and beyond adding, the one good thing that they did was untie the physics from the frame rate.
Yeah, that's like insane. Like what? So I reckon this is just engine improvements. Like it's just been that the game's running on a newer version of the engine because it has to be because it's on newer consoles, and like they've finally gotten around to fixing that, and it'll be a thing that's just forever now fixed. So like GTA 6 or whatever it's going to be called will just not have frame rate issues.
Right. Yeah. It's just a natural consequence of upgrading the engine.
It's not like a part of the game that does that. It's like the actual underlying engine. It's like Rage engine that would be doing the frame rate dependent stuff. So yeah, it has to be. They've just updated the engine, and it's just like they've
Yeah, I don't think they've fully uncapped the physics from the frame rate. There's still physics related frame rate stuff that happens. We had somebody that popped into the Discord a few days after you posted the video from the stunting community or something that was saying that like a particular stunting glitch that they used to use with one of the scooters doesn't work at 30 FPS, but it works at 60 FPS. So they were saying that the physics stuff hasn't been uncapped from frame rate.
Yeah.
But they obviously have done something because you wouldn't get the results otherwise.
Yeah. It's like there's not just one singular physics thing, and they
exactly.
It's like all sorts of little things.
Yeah.
So they've like just done most of them, and most of the actual ones that matter, like driving around, I guess.
Yeah. So
That's
at least they did that. I mean, that's at least that's something. But then that was pretty much the only positive thing. Apart from some of the new cars are quite interesting to drive. But apart from that, like the game is exactly the same as it was on PS4 and PC and Xbox Series, Xbox One. Like it's just the same game.
Why fix what's broken? It's printing money, right? Like, I don't know.
I know, right? Like from their perspective.
Why do you think that is? Do you think maybe that it was expanded and enhanced, and then they've maybe introduced a subscription system to take away the expanded and enhanced stuff, so that people actually have to pay for it? Do you think maybe
maybe
something called GTA Plus? Maybe?
Yeah, GTA Plus is the real expanded and enhanced part.
Yeah,
well, exactly.
This is why GTA Online is free now. This is why.
Although it's not, though.
Oh, no. Free for 3 months.
Yeah.
On PS5.
Okay. That's still enough to get people to be like, oh, but it's free, you can't complain, right? Like, it's enough asterisks deep that we can... People can make this argument.
Yeah, that's what will happen. I'm 100% certain that there'll be certain parts of whatever the next DLC will be that will be either completely exclusive or very highly timed exclusive to GTA Plus.
Yeah.
And then that's just how it's going to be going forward now, I think.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And they've probably raked in a lot of money from it.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the release of this has solidified my position of I'm never paying for another Rockstar product ever again.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to. I'd feel yucky if I did that.
Yeah.
You know?
Just,
like I'm just that and the bloody GTA trilogy, which was an absolute nightmare and probably still is, Josh, I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah, they haven't fixed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep coming out with all these like
interested.
posts saying that they've fixed stuff and title updates and all these big list of fixes, but I imagine that it's all just like they haven't really done too much.
Yeah, it's just all minor like graphical things mostly. They've actually made the game worse. Like the speedrun's even slightly more broken. There's like I think I've seen in some auto scrollers you could like see the back of CJ's head now when you were supposed to be like inside of his head and stuff. I don't know. It's just so it's like I said, it's just fundamentally broken, and they're just not going to be able to fix it. They're putting out these patches with a big, impressive list of stuff they fixed, but it's just like they could all be summarized with fixed graphical glitches, and then they'd be like one bullet point long.
Yeah,
but they're just gonna keep doing that for a while. No one's gonna actually test to see if they're unbroken anymore, and then eventually they're gonna be like, okay, and everyone's gonna forget about it. Like they cannot fix it. It's just fundamentally flawed how they've done it. It's
crazy. It's absolutely crazy. That like, I mean, we all have loved Rockstar games. Like, there's the games that they've produced that we've grown up with, the Grand Theft Auto series and all that kind of stuff. And it's just for a long time since GTA 5, and it's just been on a downward spiral with GTA Online. But I didn't think it would ever get this bad.
Do you know what it is though? It's not even it's not even the fact that they've added in all this monetization thing that gets me. It's the fact that it's like GTA in particular. When you look at the online stuff, it's just kind of lost its heart, hasn't it? It's like there's like they were known for their funny and edgy writing and things like that, and
good
like
characters and
innovative like storylines and everything, and we've seen nothing of that in the past 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, even like for me, I know people love Red Dead, but I thought the storyline in Red Dead was absolute trash. Like it was just horrendous, and you could see why. But I've been into that before. But like I think a lot of their originality and their just like I don't know how to explain it. Like their spunk has just gone. I'm just like,
I think there's been like flashes of it with certain characters have had flashes of that old brilliance, and I think the contract DLC, that interplay between Lamar and Franklin came back a little bit, but I don't know how much that was like just the actors getting back into it again rather than anything special, and it's still playing off of the old interactions that made GTA 5. It's not as if it's new original content and new original characters in that way. and yeah, the characters you liked the characters in the Tuners DLC, didn't you, Hammer? But I hate
was
them.
exactly the opposite
Yeah.
for Dead. I thought that was more GTA than stuff's been for a long time. Just an absolute sex crazed couple. It was great. I loved them.
But yeah, it's a lot of the. I mean, the two of the three main guys are. I mean, Laszlo was part of the writing team and he left. Leslie Benzies was one of the big three alongside the Hauser brothers. He left, and now one of the Hauser brothers has left as well. So like, it's not the same company anymore. It seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brilliance from the Vice City San Andreas days where everything was just perfect, it's just not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
I've got a painting in my living room of a massive Rockstar logo on a yellow background. But like the logo is made up of all of the different like brands and characters and whatnot that there have been throughout, like up until and including a bit of GTA 5.
That's pretty cool.
And I keep that up just to sort of remember like the good old times, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't look at that and go, oh god, I should probably take that down. Rockstar are a bit of a scummy company now. I actually think, oh yeah, I remember the mission that you know that you know.
But so here's what you do: you just pray Rockstar changes their logo at some point, and then you can be like, oh, it's old Rockstar.
Yeah,
it's just art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds really good. But yeah, I don't know. This happens to all companies, like especially with game companies.
Seems
it's so like yeah, it's such a making a video game is such like a massive team effort, and like the people that have the most influence will be the leads, of course, but like it's still a like culture. Like the thing that made old Rockstar games was the culture of working at the company and like how everyone like fought and worked in the same direction and stuff.
Yeah.
And when it becomes just more like corporate and bigger, and when you can't know everyone else that works there, it turns like all games just do this.
Yeah. So
play more indie games.
Yeah, I mean, I've the best gaming experiences I've had over the last like 8 years have been indie games, 100%.
Yeah, or like not massive releases at least, like double A or whatever. Yeah,
there's been a few AAA that have been like surprisingly good, like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah, that was really
great.
Good. Yeah,
it was absolutely fantastic. One of the best. Probably the best post Disney Star Wars story there has been so far, I would say. Yeah. God of War is great too. You need to play God of War, bruv.
I don't know.
You really need to play it. It's so
like I was thinking about this the other day that like everyone raves about all of these like PlayStation exclusive games, and they've invariably just not hit with me. Even the original Last of Us, when I played that back on PS3, I kind of played it once and I was like, okay, I'm kind of done. I don't really want to do this again. And I wasn't too fussed about, I just didn't want to play Last of Us 2, even though it was, disappointing in a large part anyway. But same with Spider-Man, and they just, I don't know, something about them. They just don't get me.
I just finished Horizon Forbidden West, and I've not been so invested in a story in a long time in games. It just grabbed me and did not put me down. It was just great. I took the week off work for it, played it to completion, 40 hours, and it was just, I had such a good time. There were missions, like, it's crazy the amount of money that Sony must be putting into these exclusives, because Horizon in particular looks so technologically advanced compared to like any other game. Like the amount of stuff they have going on screen at any one time, and like just like the level of detail and everything is just mind blowing. It really is. But yeah, I absolutely loved that game. Absolutely loved it. Yeah.
It's funny. People were saying that the Forbidden West story wasn't as good as the first one.
I much preferred it.
All right.
Much preferred it. And everybody, it was so good because, like, obviously they've got returning characters from the first game, and their acting is so much better. Like they've all been to like proper acting classes, and just like they're like even like just like background characters are just so much better acted and everything. Oh, just
Was
so good.
Until Dawn a PlayStation exclusive?
Yes.
Oh, well then, yeah, that I agree with what Matty said. I'm the same. That's the best PlayStation exclusive game I've played, I think.
Oh, there's a spiritual successor to
I've
Until
heard
Dawn
about
coming
that,
out.
yeah.
Oh, it looks so good.
And yeah, as Josh was saying about all companies end up doing this route and making all these decisions. Gran Turismo 7, that came out, and look at how that did with all the microtransactions.
A lot of problems with that, wasn't there?
Yeah. It seems to it's just like long series stuff.
Yeah.
Like companies and series that have been around for ages just seem to get into it.
I don't like what it. Obviously, it's the pursuit of making money. I suppose we all know that, but I don't understand why they feel the need to go at it so hard sometimes. Like, does it really work to like GTA Plus? Yes, they're going to make some money out of people subscribing to it, but the backlash from everybody else. It does work because everybody who's complaining about it is still going to go out and buy GTA 6.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just does work, and eventually it might catch up with you. Eventually, but then like
you've made your money by that,
and the investors just bail, right? Like you know, like it's just how it is.
It's all like short-sighted rather than thinking into the future, I suppose.
As elder consumers of video games, I might just be classing myself in that, but we all have, a large depth of field in terms of like video games. We've got a wealth of video game knowledge. I feel that like we've really got to do our consumer research on games that come out now. It's really annoying. I don't buy a game without seeing like 3 or 4 reviews from reviewers that really gel with me and stuff, Whereas
going to
like we're obviously in the minority doing that, the larger consumer base of your PlayStations and your Xboxes just buy the new COD that comes out straight away because COD's a game that everybody plays, right? It's just the state of gaming right now. It's pissing me off. I'm an old man and I hate it.
I miss just going to like the shop and just picking up a random PS2 game and playing it.
Yes.
And it's like they couldn't shaft you because there was no internet connection, so it had to at least be a game,
Yeah, you could just browse what the games were available at the time and think, oh, that looks fun. I'll get that. You really can't do that now anymore. It's a shame. It's a shame, and it's definitely like everyone's going to buy GTA 6 anyway, and it's going to be hyped to hell, and it's going to be the most successful single player game of all time, I'm sure, depending on whatever they choose to do with it. But like, I definitely don't think my expectations are much lower for another GTA game ever. Like, I thought GTA 5 was worse than GTA 4 from a story perspective and enjoyment of single player perspective, and I thought GTA 4 wasn't quite. Vice City is my number 1, but I'd probably put GTA 4 second, maybe, but it's been a long time since I played San Andreas. But anyway, like the GTA 3 to GTA 4 games, I've thought they were all, top draw. And then GTA 5 I thought was a little bit further down. And now it's like GTA 6, I don't even have any expectations that it will be anywhere near what they've been able to produce in the past.
I think it'll be really like big and flashy and showy and like look at our budget like stuff like Rockstar games always are. Like the attention to detail and stuff. And I'll still keep going on about it, how they record every single voice line like 3 times for the distance between the characters.
Yeah, it'll be very polished.
Yes, it'll be extremely polished, but like it might just be a bit more like it'll be. I don't know. I do wonder what they're going to do with the single player, because this is like a big problem that games have. Is like the single player is the most expensive part, and it's like the part that least makes the least money.
Yeah.
Like, there was a period where like Call of Duties or something stopped making single player or something like that? I can't.
Yeah.
Some game.
Yeah. Call of Duty stopped doing single player.
Yeah.
You had to bring it back though. They brought
I mean,
it
that's
back
what I
just
said a few
recently,
years
in
ago,
the
that I
last
wouldn't be
couple of
surprised
games.
if GTA 6 was an online single-player mashup. Like, you have an online character that goes through a single-player like story. Like, I said that years ago, and I could still see that happening.
Yeah, it'll be like they're trying to integrate online as much as possible into
Yeah.
the single player. Yeah.
And that
given
would be
how
the
well
death of GTA
Online
games.
works just now. How well do you think that?
Oh, God, I know. Yeah, well, yeah.
Did we actually talk about GTA Plus at all? Like, what even does it do?
Oh, it gives you exclusive access to a few liveries and clothing items. It gives you exclusive access to a car a month before everybody else gets it.
Okay.
And it allows you to buy better shark cards.
What? Really?
You unlock the ability
but-
to get more to pay them more money to get better value from your shark cards.
Jesus.
And the worst thing is that
because you get 500,000 GTA dollars.
oh yeah, $500,000 GTA dollars a
for
month
free.
Yeah, which is
Wait, not for free.
which is enough to I don't know, buy some toilet paper to wipe your ass with. That's about what you can buy in these days with $500,000. But yeah, the shark cards. It's not as if you get like double the value or something. You get 15% more. 15, yes. So stingy. Yeah.
What? Oh my God. The shark cards were made when like the inflation wasn't so crazy as well.
Yeah. Shark cards are still at their 2013 prices.
Oh my God. So it's like you buy like what, $100,000 or something? Like
There was rumors though. Have the shark cards not gone up in price with the release of this?
what?
No, I don't think so.
I thought they had gone up
to
in
me.
price. There was rumors in the Discord. I didn't go and check it out fully myself. But I heard the shark cards had gone up in price anyway. With the
I worked it out because I've kept up with like a vehicle costs analysis spreadsheet, and I mentioned it in the video about GTA Plus that just to buy one of every vehicle to fill all of your garages in GTA Online would cost $7,500 in shark cards.
You started saying dollars. I thought you meant in a game.
No, real dollars. And that's not with buying all the businesses or the upgrades or anything like that. That's just to buy them.
That's insane.
So I mean, if you're a GTA Plus member, you can, you take 15% off that. It's totally worth that $6.99.
Flipping value. Yeah. Oh my God.
That'll bring it down to like what, $6,500 or something. You'll be rolling in it.
Oh my God. It's like, man, it's so weird because Rockstar is like so behind on this monetization stuff. It's like I feel like we're talking about going over the whole whales thing from like mobile games like 10 years ago. Like it's crazy how like they're so far behind in this, but it doesn't matter because like that's the worst part. They didn't need it. GTA Online did so well and GTA 5 made so much money just selling access to GTA Online. It's like they didn't need all this stuff, but they do.
They were almost ahead of the times when they gave the ability to buy shark cards. Like that was not normally done as blatant as that you could just buy in-game money back in 2013. And now they've raked in all the profits from being first to that, and they haven't had to bother with anything else until now, where they've decided to take some extra off the top.
Well, there's two things, isn't there? There's the CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick. He said a while back that overall we think we're under monetizing players.
I remember that. Yeah,
that obviously came into the factor with GTA Plus. So they've got their monetization. But what you said, Josh, about them being behind the times, if you think about GTA Plus is essentially a really shit variation of a battle pass.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason behind the battle pass, though they seem to have not got the point here, is that it gets people to spend as much time in the game as possible so that they're more likely to spend more money in the game. But that time element isn't included with GTA Plus, so there's not really much point in them doing it.
Yeah.
No, they replaced it with the 15% more cash.
You get
it's
the
almost
bonus.
as if I said this in the Discord when it was announced. It's almost as if they planned to release GTA Plus knowing it would get backlash, right? And then going, oh, solemn JPEG time. We hear you loud and clear, players of GTA. We're taking GTA Plus away. We're coming back with a GTA Battle Pass variation that has 2 tiers. One that you pay for and you get stuff, but you'll still level up if you don't pay for it and get really shitty items as well. So like that was their plan all along, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I could see that happening in this reality, you know, that we live in at the moment.
Yeah, this is it's just a good business strategy. You release like the most aggressive version of a thing first, and then if you have backlash, then you release a weaker version. It's way better than just releasing the weaker, nicer version at the start, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're happy to take the hit on the backlash now because they can just then normalize it for the next game and just have it baked in from the start. And I'm like I said earlier, I'm sure that they're gonna just put a load of stuff behind GTA Plus now, and then yes, that'll be annoying, but it'll also be like, oh, they're listening. GTA Plus is actually good value now. We can actually spend our money and it'll be worth it now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Just give them a little bit more, and that'll sate them, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking a big break from streaming for the next 2 weeks and from GTA for even longer. Going to be doing some iRacing streams all this month, doing other games as well. Thanks, Rockstar. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So the next thing would be to talk about some gaming news, but we've kind of like the whole podcast has been gaming news, really, hasn't it? And it's been so long that I don't know anything else that's happened.
There was a few bits and pieces, but I've completely forgotten about them.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you this one just happened over the past couple of days? Did you hear about Twitch's latest boost experiment that went wrong? So they were originally trialing ways that the streamer could pay. Get viewers to pay to boost the stream that they were watching, so that it would get onto the front page and get more visibility. So they scrapped that because there was immediate backlash. So they came back with it in a limited trial to just random Twitch partners. That was, I think it was based on the amount of gift subs that were given. If more gift subs were given, then the higher the channel would creep up the recommendations page. Unfortunately for Twitch, though, this resulted in several rather rich people buying partnered accounts and then using it to get porn on the front page.
Oh, God.
So there was porn on the front page of Twitch. So they had to put an end to that immediately.
Oh my God. Like Twitch are another one doing all the same shit, like just going hard on the monetization and the pushing of the monetary aspect over and above everything else. It's just, they're all doing it.
I read an interesting article about Twitch having a major staffing problem because they're just not listening to any of the community recommendations. It's all money driven now. Did you hear the other trial that they're starting, which also falls into the porn category? They're trialing an after dark category for more adult content, apparently.
Oh, I heard about that. I saw a headline about that, but I didn't know. I didn't look into it even more.
Yeah, I don't know where they're trialing it because I certainly haven't seen it.
Oh God.
But that's apparently going to be a thing. Twitch OnlyFans hybrid, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Remember when Twitch was about gaming streams?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. That's great. Everything's great. Everything is fantastic, and companies are great. We shouldn't be worried at all about our future on these platforms and with these companies.
Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, that's what gaming is now. Gaming is just money.
Yeah. This is episode
That's all it is.
69, so we had to have something like that in, I suppose.
It's true. Oh, we heard a badoop.
Nos.
Who's here?
Nos has
It's me.
finally decided to grace us with his presence.
No, it's not like that. Oh my god, I'm
He
so
heard
sorry.
about Twitch After Dark and just immediately was summoned
Ah,
on the winds.
yeah.
Where have you been?
Asleep.
Ah,
Yeah, I know. It was a rough one yesterday, so.
it's the first podcast of the year.
Yeah, look, okay, you don't have to guilt trip me. I already feel bad enough myself, okay? I wanted to be here and I wanted to hear all about Josh's like everything and I'm so proud of him and then look, okay. I know.
I mean, we've talked about everything now. I mean, it's all
I
done.
know.
Josh gave all his updates, and we've talked about the new GTA stuff and GTA Plus. I wanted to hear your thoughts about that, but you weren't here.
Oh come on, those thoughts. You don't need to hear my thoughts on that. They're the same as yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear them from you. Us.
Yeah, you just wanted me to put them in my own words, like
Yeah.
a school paper.
Yeah.
GTA bad.
Yeah. Are you coming on camera, or are you just staying as a voice?
No, I can't. I look rough. I just woke up, but I don't
Alright,
care.
well, at the minute, I've got you and your prey emote on your camera, and it obviously worked. We prayed for you to arrive before the end, and it's working. I can't believe if Twitch really go ahead with a Twitch After Dark, like we're really going to be sharing the site with porn streamers.
I don't know how it's
Wait,
going to work. But
Waiting
I
for
just know
camera.
they're dabbling with it apparently.
So I seem to have a different opinion to you guys. I have the opinion that I don't care. Like, what?
But
I
then,
don't know.
is there not the risk that the entire site gets completely taken over by that type of content?
Oh boy. Wait. So what? Are we actually having pornography on Twitch now? I haven't read about this.
Oh my god,
It-
no, you weren't joking about
It didn't.
wake up.
They didn't say the source didn't say exactly that. It said more adult related content. It didn't say pornographic content.
Okay.
So
Why not just do pornographic content? Honestly, what I mean, like, come on, easy peasy. It's great. Easy.
I mean, I suppose it's matching the demographic of people who might watch gaming streams, who might also watch that kind of stuff as well. It's a fairly easy entryway and crossover.
we've
I
just
look
seen
ridiculous.
a slow evolution of this site. It's gone from Justin.tv, where people streamed a bit and did a bit of gaming and bit of chatting, bit of gaming, things like that. Then it went to pretty much all gaming, and now it's coming back to chatting and a
So-
little bit of filth.
So I'd be I'd be interested to see if this happens for a few reasons, because like payment processors notoriously hate it when anything pornographic is involved in a thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
a
do,
lot
like,
more difficult, isn't it?
advertisers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
I want to
saying
see.
pornographic. I'm saying adult content.
Yeah, okay. Sure, but like, is Amazon really gonna do this and like, stand up for like against those things for these like communities and stuff? I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, I don't know if like the money to be made by going full porn is like even worth it, really, because like they just make so much money from women
Yeah.
being in their hot tub anyway. So like, why not just keep it advertiser friendly?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point.
I don't know. I was of the opinion, and I always will be of the opinion, that I don't care what anyone else streams on Twitch, as long as I can stream what I'm streaming. Like, I don't know. If people want to go watch that instead of my stream, then my stream wasn't very good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a solid.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that on a practical level. But there's just something on a moral level that speaks to me.
As an American,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny for me, right? Because I don't care about it either. Like I have no interest in it. So it's just like I'm so like whatever about this whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, women have to, live their entire lives as a woman being objectified by disgusting men. So if they can turn that on their side and squeeze a little money out of some lonely men, then good on
Who
them.
said anything about it just being women?
I was gonna say.
I'm just assuming. Okay, I'm assuming gender, which is bad of me.
I
But seriously, it's like it's like reparations, I guess. I don't know, for misogyny. I don't know.
I mean, in the end, I guess it doesn't matter. It's just interesting seeing such a the way that the site has evolved and gone from what it used to be to the complete 180 in terms of content, I suppose. But
My mum just texted me and said, "Glad it was miserable living ours."
no.
So apparently they're watching. Hello, lol. I didn't
Whoa,
mean
it's
like
Josh's parents? How do they know you have a podcast? You tell them?
that. So when I was moving, my mum was like, "Oh, I'm gonna not see all this stuff and like talk to you and stuff." And I was like, "Mum, you know I have a Twitter, right?" And then because my dad follows me on Twitter, but apparently not well enough. But I guess my mum actually does properly follow me on Twitter, and I tweeted the stream. So yeah,
Oh, she got those alerts on. I bet you.
Yeah, hi, Josh's mom and dad. Yeah, indeed. Hello. Sorry that your son was so horrible to you. Yeah, you're obviously very lovely people, and it's disappointing, honestly, that you.
Man, you're butting in, man. I'm not even gonna butt in. Like I said, y'all made a good one. Thank you, and I'm sorry I look so bad. I promise I look better when I haven't.
Text me. This was an hour ago. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably turned off immediately.
Yeah.
That was nice what you said earlier when you came in, Nos. You're so proud of Josh. It's a.
I am proud of Josh.
Nice.
I told him that the other day. And I don't even know what all he's done, to be quite honest. I just know he's done. He's done a lot of things. So
he's done
you're
stuff.
gonna have to just watch the VOD.
I will. I'll listen to it on my shift today, on my long, annoying shift.
Yeah, which you're starting in 45 minutes, right?
Yes, I'm gonna be late for work. It's okay. I don't care.
Do you have any life updates for us, Nos? Because I had you earlier on in the order of things to talk about, but
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's been 3 months. We've had a lot. Again, you'll have to listen to the VOD to we just kind of quickly breezed through everything that's happened. But
yeah, I guess I have life updates. When's the last time we streamed or we did
just
this?
Before Christmas.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know, right? It's been the longest time between podcasts. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, it might be better for me to work from now back as opposed to trying to start there.
Yeah.
So here, I'll just tell you about all my problems. I'll tell you about all my problems so you feel bad for me.
Nos's problem corner.
Wow, the podcast was going so well. We were keeping it
nice
and chipper and whatnot, and you're here just to drive a stake in.
Well, you know what? You know what? I'll start off happy.
Yeah.
I've got a new video game that I'm addicted to. I love it. It's fantastic. I recommend it for everyone. It's called Project Zomboid, and it's not really new. It's been a thing since 2011. But what can you do? Is
this the reason that you were asleep this morning and did you play it late last night? No, okay.
No, seriously not. No, it's because yesterday was kind of rough. And I was tired.
Yeah, you've been playing this game constantly. I've seen you streaming it.
Yeah, it's I just come home and it's been a real big help to have me not as anxious, I guess, and thinking about all my problems. So I just come home and I can play video game and it's good.
But
So
I rated you at one point, and I saw the game a little bit, but I didn't fully understand the premise of it.
okay, so it's the easiest way to explain it is it's basically The Sims 1 with zombies. Okay,
Okay.
that's like that's like the most simple, basic way to put it. But it's like an open world zombie survival game. It's isometric, which I thought I wouldn't like, but I've turned out to actually like it. It's got a lot of deep systems in it, like needs and it's a lot deeper than it looks on the surface, and it's you got base building and looting, and it's got ridiculous mod support. I've got like 180 mods.
You were playing it with Blade, right? Is it a multiplayer thing?
Yeah, it's multiplayer too. It's server based multiplayer
That's
and
cool.
single player. Yeah, it's great. Just come play with me sometime. It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's one of those games where it's easy to learn and hard to master and get have all the knowledge and get good at. Like I think I've played for like 400 hours, and I'm still finding stuff and still going places I haven't been. And the map's huge. It takes place in rural Kentucky, um, and it has a big city called Louisville. Here, I'll link you to the map. There's a project that has like a full 3D map of the place. It has a full.
How popular is this game? Like, how many people are playing it? Because for it to be like 10
it
years old and still getting support for all these sorts of things.
yeah. So this game's development has a pretty wild history that's pretty deep to go into.
Okay.
But the main thing that happened in December, it came out with multiplayer, and it got like a humongous resurgence, and I think it's still in the top 10 Steam games. I wonder if it is. Let's see what's that
There's
website.
15,000 people playing it on a 30-day average. Currently, 20,000 people playing it.
That's
Significantly
significantly more than Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really great. I really love it, and it just it hits everything that I need from a game at the moment.
Damn,
So
this is a huge map.
yeah, you zoom in on
Yeah.
one of the that's one town, right? And then Louisville is humongous. To get from the far left town's called Riverside. If you want to get from Riverside to Louisville, probably gonna take you a whole in-game day. And days are a day is an hour long in the game on default settings.
So when you say it's like Walking Dead, well, like Sims and Walking Dead type zombie Sims or whatever, is there aspects of what makes it unique to the fact that it's zombies? Why could this not just be the same game but with people? What's the
I would think that I would say that the thing that makes the game so kind of unique is just the level of customization that you have with it. That's been my favorite thing. And then the motivation, I think the devs I've read that what they want is for every every playthrough you have to be your own personal zombie movie, right? So say you I don't know, good old Will Smith's in the news here lately. Let's say you I Am Legend. You have the customization ability to have zombies that sprint at you, are strong and tough and active at night. So they'll go inside and hide during the day and be slow and not active. And then when it's night, they're just sprinting everywhere.
are you playing as an actual human character? I thought when you said Sims with zombies, I thought you were controlling zombies who were living their own little lives or something.
Oh Lord, no!
Right? Okay, you're a human living in a world where there's zombies, making your own stories and building your own. Right? Okay. Right.
Yeah. And the game starts the game is Basically, the game starts with a title screen that says, "These are the end times. There is no hope for survival. This is how you died." Like, you dying is expected. Like, that's just what's gonna happen.
Right. Okay.
So it's a real like great gameplay loop for me. I really like it. I really like it.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's easy to get into. So
Yeah, I've seen like strangely, you and a bunch of other people I know have all gotten into this like right now. I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's like taken off or something.
well, it has
Yeah,
taken
I
off
mean,
from the multiplayer update. It's taken off
Ah,
pretty good.
okay.
looking at the tracker, they had sort of round about 5,000 players before December, and then it went up by about 50,000.
Okay. Yeah, that'll explain it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
So-
watching you play it, it does seem really cool, but like the sort of game that I'm extremely scared to put my time into.
Because will it consume
It'll take
you
all your
think,
time.
or-
Yeah.
I'll either really hate it or I will never stop playing it.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it too.
Mhm.
Because like I've never really played a game that's that perspective or controls like that before, and I thought I wouldn't like it. And it's just like all of the other game mechanics were so amazing that it really overpowered any dislike I have for the way that the game handles or anything. So,
Cool.
so that's been the thing keeping me sane. I guess I can tell you about some of the stuff that's been driving me insane.
There's some of the stuff that you've been needing Project Zomboid to keep you from losing your mind over.
Yes.
All right.
So so y'all know my car situation. 4 cars: the Accord, 2 Miatas, the Cavalier.
Yep.
The control arm gave out in the Cavalier, and Mavis wrecked the Cavalier about a month ago.
Like wrecked,
so we-
completely written off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the car was worth like $7 anyway.
Okay. Right.
So I mean, she probably could have keyed the side of it, and it would have been totaled out.
Right.
But yeah, the control arm broke while she was going about 30 around the curve, and it pulled her over into a mailbox that was encased in brick.
Oof.
So I might hold on. I wonder if this photo doxes me at all.
I've
Let's see.
given you $15 tops.
I wish I could have taken you up on that offer. Yeah, this photo doesn't dox me at all. Here, let me put this. And I mean, you're gonna think like, oh, it's not that bad, but so the car had quite a few issues that were about to come up anyway. So it like it would have made no sense to put any money into it. Like it was gonna need a new oil pan, and the way that the Cavalier is, like there's a strut going across the bottom of the engine, so the whole engine would have to come out to do an oil pan, which would have been a good money service. Also like the struts are going out, like it's just had a bunch of problems. So we've been looking for Mavis a new car, and it's been very tough. It's been very, very tough. Oh, and that wheel is bit, by the way. That wheel got
Yeah.
destroyed.
Is the used car market in America is like crazy at the moment, isn't it?
Oh my god, dude. It's so bad. Oh yeah, Mavis is okay. If Mavis wasn't okay, I would lead with that. Everyone, like I tell people, it's so confusing. Like I tell people, like, oh, blah blah, blah, Mavis wrecked a car or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, is she okay? It's like she wasn't. I would have started with that. Like, I mean, the story wouldn't be about how my Cavalier is destroyed. It would be about how Mavis got hurt and I'm upset. Well, I just don't. I don't. It's like, Anyway, but yeah, she's fine. She just had a little bruise from the seatbelt. But anyway, yeah. So we went car shopping yesterday, and it was awful. I hate car salesmen so much. I hate them.
You were a car
Yeah.
salesman.
Yes, if long enough to understand everything I needed to know about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason
They-
you're not it anymore. It was short lived.
Yeah. Yeah, they are smarmy garbage human beings that, and like, so we went and saw a guy that my grandmother knows. My grandmother's been in the car business for like 20 years. So we go see this guy. Um, and we specifically like tell him like what kind of price range we're looking for, right? Um, so we do the whole oh, I almost cussed, sorry. We did the whole freaking rigmarole, and he had a 2005 Honda Element. It was a base model, two-wheel drive, automatic, about 134,000 miles on it, right? Um, so we do the whole rigmarole, all the paperwork, everything like that. And then he lets me test drive it. I come back in, and turns out this 15-year-old Honda with 140,000 miles on it is $13,000.
What?
Double over like how much that car is actually worth. Like if it was
What?
one of the rare like all-wheel drive manual models, like then yeah, it would be worth that much. But $13,000 for a 15-year-old Honda Element. I've never been so offended in my life.
I can't even imagine paying half of that for a car with even like 140,000 miles on it
Yeah,
in the UK.
yeah. My payments would have been $400 a month for a 15-year-old Honda Element. Like ridiculous. And the guy was just nasty. He was smarmy the whole time. Like he was doing basically. So my uncle, who I worked for a month and a half, he's an old school car salesman, right? Like he's got that just veneer of like trash, like just like garbage fakeness, right? And this guy was the exact same way. So basically, you joke around with the customer, you lighten it up, you see who their connections are, and then you're like, oh, you know so and so? Well, I know so and so. Yeah, blah blah blah. Well, the so and so that he knew was Mavis's boss, and he would not stop talking about how they used to be lovers when they were teenagers, and how fine she was when she was 14.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
even process that as reality.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he told me my payments and everything, and I'm not interested in like, see, most people when they go into a car lot, they want payments they can afford, and that's it. They don't think about interest rates, they don't think about total money, they don't think about like just how they're getting doo-dooed on completely.
Yeah.
Right? What I'm interested in is how much am I financing, and over what term, and how much interest am I paying? Because I can really afford whatever car payment I can get my hands on. It's really just about the time period and the total that I'm financing.
Yeah.
So he was just payment, and I was like, dude, what is the price of the car? And then he told me 13,000. I was like, wow, that is way more than I'm willing to pay for it. And then he just looked at me and he said, well, the price of the car doesn't move. I've got so much in it, and this is, it's not negotiable. So I stood right up and shook his hand, and I left after wasting my entire day. And
I wouldn't have even shook his hand, to be honest.
yeah, it's a force of habit if somebody puts their hand out.
Did you wash well afterwards?
Of course.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
man. Good man.
Get
Of course, but
get the hand lotion gel on there and
yeah, but he's one of the most disgusting men that I have met in a long time. I have not met someone so distasteful in a very long time.
I can see why you wanted to sleep that off.
Yeah, I was pissed all day through, all the way until I went home from work early. I was so pissed, I couldn't think straight. Actually, I'm getting worked up about it now.
Yeah.
I should be able to come back down.
Oh man, what a creep!
Yeah, and like just everything is too expensive if you're looking for and if I have one more person be like, oh man, you just get on the day on Facebook Marketplace, man, you can just get you on there, get $2,000 car. It's like it doesn't exist. It's not real. There's no more $2,000, 150,000 mile Camrys on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, they don't exist anymore because the car market is screwed. Okay, it's
why is this?
destroyed.
Why has this happened in America?
Well, the from what I understand, the chip shortage really affected new cars production, and so people turned to buying used cars, and
There's just none left.
yeah. And at this point, I honestly think I think it's like used cars are just to the moon for almost no reason. To be quite honest, it's like the game. It's like GameStop. It's just. Yeah, and there are no new cars. But even if there are no new cars, it's like, I mean, it's ridiculous these prices are charged. I went to another dealership right after, and I'm surprised that this is even a good deal now. But it was like a 130,000 mile 09 Camry. It was in decent shape. It was okay. And that car is still $9,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you literally just cannot find anything to replace.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Wow.
no.
Huh.
So I wonder what the used car market here is like, because I haven't looked, but it was normally, in the past, it was like way better than yours. It's like, you know, we could pay like 3 digits for like a decent secondhand car.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I haven't exactly been looking, I suppose, because I bought my latest used car, I guess, at the right time, but I've not noticed any like old heaps, but with crazy prices on them at dealerships as I've gone past them and things like that here.
Let's do an experiment then. Are you able to give us a rough figure on how much you paid for yours, so we can have a look for another Civic?
My Civic, yeah, okay.
All right, 2,485 matches.
Will you ship me your old Civic, bruh? Do you still have it?
I still have it.
Will you ship it to me? I'll pay for the shipping.
I don't know how that would work, but sure.
Well, I couldn't import it. It's too new.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have to register it. Just put it in a crate, send it to me. The cops here won't pull me over. I'll just put the Domino's car topper on.
So if we're looking at your old one, there's an 08 reg. Is that close to your old one?
Yeah, mine's 57. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's an 08 1.8 iVTEC 5-door for £2,495 with 92,000 miles on the clock.
I'm going to sell mine. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
See, that sounds like a good and me being over here, that sounds like a good deal. Like 130,000 mile Civic for like, what is that, $4,000, $5,000 US? That sounds like a great deal to me.
I paid like
there's an 03 reg for £1,700.
Holy shit.
I wanted to buy a car soon. No.
When I was looking at like selling that Civic, before all this kicked off, I thought I would have been lucky to get like 500 for it or something, 700, something like that.
There you go. 07 reg, 1.8. 99,000 miles, 2,990 quid.
Holy cow.
With 5 previous owners.
Mine's just over 100,000. It's 1.8, so 57. It still works. It's still good. And I bought it. I bought it in 2014, I think, maybe 2013 or 2014, for like just over £3,000.
Here you go. Get it sold.
Holy
Now's
moly!
the time.
Now is the
insane.
time to sell cars.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, bloody hell.
2 litres. The 2 litres, 5,777.
Jesus
For
Christ!
2 more liters? What? Just buy the 1.8 and
even.
then go get a 2 liter of soda. Okay, there's not that much of a power difference.
There's 70 horsepower difference.
I'm gonna have to look into getting that sold. Bloody hell!
60 horsepower difference.
Holy
if you want to
moly.
sell it now it's now is the time.
Yeah.
Because this is just insane. It's offensive. That we went to another lot. There was a okay, so it was like a '04 Ford Ranger, which is like the Ford's light duty truck that they have. It was $11,000. Had $160,000.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Oh,
It's
my
like-
God.
Worse than like the GPU market or something. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's,
yeah.
yeah. People are saying in the chat how their cars have like increased in value since they bought them a couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
What the hell?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
especially Draconis, because Draconis has I would say his is kind of an enthusiast car too. So I think he drives a Lexus.
Lexus
An
IS with
IS.
110k miles, 22,000 is right now.
Yeah.
Bought it for 13k.
Bought it for
Can
13.
sell it for 22.
Jesus.
Oh, man. That's so unfortunate because one of the things I wanted to do while I was here is like learn to drive and get a car. And
Yeah,
stuff.
you mentioned you've got to learn a driver's license. You were planning to like actually start up the whole process.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah, that was the
Ow.
worst time.
It's the worst time possible. I mean, I can get the license, but I'm not going to be able to afford a car
No,
now.
no.
Oh dear.
Although
Signed a
I
good deal on
imagine
an MX-5. MX-5.
getting driving lessons might be even more expensive now with all the fuel costs going up and everything. That's gonna like.
Yeah.
I wonder
right.
what driving lessons are now, cost wise. I know when Xerxes did hers, they were significantly more expensive than what I paid for mine back in 2008, and I
Well,
imagine it's taken another leap.
I always wanted to do an intensive course, so like just do a week.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
€1.5 grand to get like a manual one of those.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh yeah, right. Y'all have like regulations over there. I was
we
I
can't
just
get it.
I just go down to the courthouse and drive around the block. and
Yeah,
then boom.
it's not that easy.
Drive anything.
No such luck here.
30 quid an hour before COVID. People were saying, Jesus. I think I remember paying 18 or 19 pounds an hour when I learned to drive.
I'm still looking at Honda Civics.
I genuinely
found
can't believe it.
An 08 Reg 1.8 for £4,995.
My depression is growing.
I tell you what, I'm really happy I didn't sell mine at the time. Like when I went to get my new Civic, they were going to give me at the dealership £500 part exchange for it.
Oh my
Oh, good job, bro. You're so
Well
freaking
done.
intelligent.
Well
Yeah,
done. Good move.
Yeah, never trade in a car to a dealership.
Yeah, no, I
You-
was
you
never.
can avoid it.
I no chance.
Yeah, so anyway, back to me being depressed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no idea what I'm gonna do, and my whole life is revolving around trying to get Mavis to the place she needs to go. And I'm like exhausted and at my wits' end. So
All right. Well,
Happy.
and on
Right.
that note, we'll see you next month.
Other than that, I mean, everything's been kind of good. We've been, working hard and put money in savings and paying bills and
Well,
work's
that's
been
good.
going okay.
Like, I think if things are going okay with like the bills and your new house and that's all going fine and stuff like that, like.
Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do around here that I don't know that I'm not looking forward to. I hate yard work so much. It's like the worst thing on the planet to me.
Yeah.
And my yard's looking terrible, so I gotta live my suburban white man dream and go cut the grass out in my front lawn. What else? Yeah, so it's and I mean we've saved up enough money to I thought to get her a new car. But that's just gonna destroy like all of our savings that we've been saving up
Yeah.
to have like a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now
Um,
that it's the car issue that's the big hurdle to cross, really.
yeah, it's like talking about this with my therapist last week. Like I just feel like I get about 2 weeks of stability and an entire month of like chaos and hardship. Because
Just
there
let
was like a two. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just let her drive the Masters.
I mean, at some point, I'm just gonna have to let her because she can drive manual. Okay, like I just don't necessarily trust her to like drive in a place that's new to her yet.
Yeah.
So like, cause like she could make it to work and back okay. If she wasn't so, she's still like really nervous because those cars mean a lot to me. Um, so it's more
Yeah,
in
I
her
get it.
head.
It's tricky. You'd rather have something that didn't have such a value behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Because I don't want to put her in a position of like me possibly being angry with her for like wrecking my Miata or wrecking the Accord. Because if she wrecked the Accord, like, I mean, it's got full coverage, and I guess I get an insurance payout, but still, like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like, I wouldn't be able to buy a new car for a reasonable price. So it just
Yeah.
it would like kind of destroy us a bit. So, how about taking public transit?
You mean
That's a
you don't have good public transport links in your area, Nos? What?
I'm gonna link my foot up with your ass. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
There's gonna be a train station.
Speaking of public transport, actually, I watched. I fell down a bit of a YouTube rabbit hole the other day, and do you know that Japan spends 40% of their total GDP on their public transport?
What?
40%.
That seems an impossible amount.
And it's one of the only public transports in the systems in the world that makes a profit. They make all of the money back and more.
Hell yes, that's so good.
It's crazy.
Wow. That's impressive.
Their whole economy is like just
40%. I mean, what else are they going to spend it on? Might as well spend it on public transport. Not like they're going to war anytime soon.
That's incredible.
Well, I mean, they would never not. Yeah.
But yeah, like I had like 2 weeks there where like Mavis was just going to work and coming home and like we were living our independent lives and being together and work was going well, and then the car wrecks and now we're like back to square one.
Yeah, I get it.
I worked so hard to like get her driving and everything, and now we're just right back to where we were and even worse off than we were before. So it's just.
Yeah, but at least it's just like one hurdle to overcome. I know it's a big hurdle with finding a new car is difficult, but like all the work that you've done, it'll be easier to go back into that because of all that learning to drive and all that what you've done to help her in that situation. Yeah. So it's just it's more like you'll get back to it quicker. It's just once you've got this big hurdle out of the way, which that's difficult to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know it's still just stressful. Yeah, it's pretty stressful. So, well, go ahead.
I hope that in the next podcast in another 3 months' time you'll be able to give us some better updates.
Yeah. Not really, Jay. Like I said, I mean, even cheaply wouldn't it would just be sinking because something else would give out. Like, you know. Like, it would need a new control arm, it would need a new wheel, it would need a new tire, it would need, it still needs new struts. It was kind of a danger. I mean, it had to have been a danger to drive if the control arm snapped while she was going down the road. So, you know, I don't necessarily, how about Auto Trader? Dude, I've looked everywhere on every site. If anyone tells me any site to look on, I'm gonna strangle them. It's like they think, like, people think that I'm actually stupid. They're like, well, have you tried getting on the Facebook Marketplace? It's like, no, look, I know you've been in your Dodge Ram pickup for the past 8 years where you financed it for 10 and you haven't needed a new vehicle, but no, they don't exist. Have you tried Craigslist? I'm going to ban him. Can I ban people?
You can't ban, no.
I'm gonna ban, oh God, he's a mod too. You ban him. You can ban him.
You can't ban anyone, Nos, because you're no longer a mod.
You're a VIP.
Oh, I'm just a lowly VIP. Okay. Wait, but that means they can ban me. No.
Does it actually?
Oh, really? The mods?
Yes.
It does.
Yes, the mods
Okay.
can ban NOS.
Oh.
Oof.
Look at the mods rising up in chat.
But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just need a 140,000 mile 07 Honda Civic. That's all I need. They don't exist. I just want a 140,000 mile Honda. I just want a Toyota Corolla, and they don't exist.
You want any of those number of cars that you've driven? Where you kept, I remember you saying about keeping that book of all those cars that you've driven. Like any one of those would do, even the worst ones on that list. It's just anything.
I don't know about the worst ones. The worst ones were pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
But get a Yaris. Good luck finding a Yaris. Okay. Good luck. And good luck finding a Yaris here.
Man, I'm amazed that the car market is that bad.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's so depressing.
But also slightly excited, bruv, right?
Well, I'm not. I'm all right about it. I think.
Yeah, I need to just sell my damn Honda.
Josh, you want to buy
like
a Civic?
8,000.
Oh, don't do that. I mean, yes, but not when I'm here. I don't want to drive around with a yellow plate. Do you know they call people that here?
Do they really?
Yeah, there's a very subtle, mild undertone of racism. It's great.
Against the English.
Yeah, or all Northern Irish. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fair, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, isn't that like the same in every non-English part of the UK?
Yeah,
well.
I join in, like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we are terrible.
Yeah, it's totally reasonable. Oh man. Well, I've got no tips for you, Nos. You know, there's no one who knows cars in the US better than you, so.
Yeah, at least here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Other than, like I said, other than that, like, I mean, everything seems pretty good. What else? Is there anything else exciting going on? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Right. Well. Oh yeah, we've got. Oh yeah, there's actually. I was gonna. There's people in the phone bank. I got so shocked by that. There was actually people in there. Before we do the phone bank, can we just quickly do a little racing corner to say how good the start of the Formula One season has been?
I don't believe you for a second.
It has actually genuinely been good. Good racing, good
don't
overtaking.
Yep.
Explain why.
So good. Like the shake up as well. Like, yeah, it's like, okay, Merc aren't doing that well anymore, and that makes some people happy. I mean, even though it shouldn't. But it's like, but it's still just so mixed up now, and it's like so hard to tell where people are. And yeah, the following is so good. The ground effect works. The porpoising is dumb, but who cares, right? Like, you're not in the car.
Yeah, they can actually follow other cars, and if they get overtaken, there's a big chance that they can overtake them back the next corner, and like it's not just one and done anymore.
It's like so good.
Good.
The correct strategy is to let the opponent cross the DRS line first. Like, give them transition and just take it back. Like, it's such a silly way to race. It's so dumb, but it was like so good. Like, yes, fight the system. You know, they have to make DRS worse.
Yeah, in past years it would have been, they got the DRS and then that's it, you're done, regardless of whether they get it first or not. But yeah, and now there's actually opportunities to come back again.
We do have to feel really bad for Perez though, who got shafted twice.
Yeah, I think he would have. I think that battle that we saw between Leclerc and Verstappen would have been for second place if it had all been just normal, because he was doing great, Perez.
But yeah, I mean, they might have to actually do something about DRS and make it less good. But
yeah,
that's
I think so.
good. Like, screw DRS, right? Like,
yeah, that's good. Yeah, the less impact DRS can have, the better.
Yeah. So,
and seeing teammates qualify like 5 places away from each other, that's a good one as well. Like, you're seeing the experienced, better drivers actually doing better and getting in the top 10, and just because the cars are all so close. I mean, the top guys are still far away, but hopefully it'll converge.
Well, that's good. If only if it was free to watch, but it's not.
I know,
So,
right? I know.
Unfortunately,
It's free if you
I
look up.
refuse to give any money to Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah. Just look hard enough, and then it's free. It's fine.
we'll not condone any different any of that, of course.
Definitely don't look at my Discord motorsport voice chat whenever a race is happening.
Yeah, never.
Oh,
Yeah, don't.
I see. Okay.
You need to be in there though. It's great.
You're monetizing it.
No.
Yes.
little monetization.
All right. So, I mean, since we've actually got people in the phone bank, we should do some viewer calls. I mean, this is fresh. This is new for 2022. Actual people asking us questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring them in.
Okay. I will. I'll just do them in alphabetical order, I guess.
All right.
First up, we've got Andre.
Andre, welcome to the Choking Hazard podcast. Nos is in too much of a depressive state to give you an intro, so I'll say it. And what's your question and who's it for?
Hello. It's a simple question, but hopefully with an interesting answer. Do you plan to have any podcast guests in future episodes?
Do we plan to have any podcast guests in future episodes? I mean, we haven't had guests for so long now.
I've offered guests, but they don't want them anymore.
Do we not?
I'm happy how the podcast is, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of turned into the permanent guest, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really like,
Yeah.
I'm like not as into the same stuff as you guys are, and not in the same communities and stuff as much. Well, I'm just always here now.
We've got no more space on the screen. I mean, obviously now we do with RDT not being here, but under normal circumstances, we've got no more space on the screen. I think I'm not going to close the book on guests.
Yeah,
But-
no, that'd be silly to
Yeah.
say that we're never going to have a guest again. But it's, I mean, I feel like it's just something that's kind of not needed, and I feel like the people that watch this podcast are not like interested in guests either for some reason. I mean, obviously, Andre, you are because you've asked this question, but
Yeah, well, let's turn it around on the audience. Do you want to see guests on the podcast? Twitch chat? Do
who would
you
we
want
even
to see
have?
guests?
People are gonna say, like Ninja or something, right? Like massive people. Like it has to be realistic.
Formula One drivers and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, get Leslie Benzies on the podcast and
Yeah.
I
Laszlo.
mean, he's not doing much these days.
Laszlo.
Come on.
I don't know. I
He's
like
local.
the.
I'll nip down to Edinburgh and see if he's toting about and just
Yeah.
have a wee word.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah, RDT, as people have mentioned quite a bit now in the chat, he's pretty much a guest with his.
I feel like a guest this week.
I mean, to be fair, we're all guests of the podcast this week because it's been so long since the last one. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like
people asking for my face reveal on the podcast. I don't have a face to reveal.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
terrible
okay
accident.
with having guests at some point if it comes up, but I'm not going to like close the door on it. But I also don't think we need to go out and seek guests like we used to in the early days. I think it's good. We're good how we are.
Mhm.
I enjoy
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, especially when we don't do it for like 3 months and we have a lot to talk about.
yeah. Sometimes it's difficult if you've got a guest and you've still got a load to talk about that's specific about yourself, but then you also trying to bring a guest in with that conversation. It can be tricky.
Is it maybe it's from where you've done them less often now? Like when it was like weekly or whatever it was before.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it started off weekly, didn't it? Holy moly! And then it was bi-weekly,
Shut
and now
up,
it's
Gary.
monthly. So
Hammer looks
And
like
now it's-
Leonardo
now it's just
DiCaprio, but
whenever.
with more hair. Shut up.
Well,
Who
there
you
you go.
trying to impress, eh?
Question answered.
Thank you, Andrew, for asking.
You're welcome.
The
Oh shit! I need to do stuff now. Thanks, Andre. Next up is someone who never talks ever. So, yeah, fantastic robot and fantastic mod.
Hello, Phil Hawk. Welcome to the Choking Hazard podcast. Do you have any vehicles for sale?
No, I don't. But you probably remember, well, not you, Nos, but Profi and Josh will. So at the start of the podcast, there was a blank spot in the top right of the podcast, and Jan342 asked, "I would love to know how Profi and Joshimus look with switched hairstyles," and I was curious too. So if you don't like the result and Profi memes, blame blame Jan and not me.
Oh no.
Okay. Bruffy memes.
Hey. I have your entire Discord muted. Where is this?
Not like this.
Oh, there it is.
What? Face swapper.
Wait, what the?
What has happened here? How?
Oh, yes, you swapped the faces, not their hairstyles. I understand.
Oh my lord!
But kept the glasses.
They kept the glasses. Yeah. That's.
I don't know how I feel about this.
That's pretty bad.
It looks familiar, like for some reason.
Wait. Was he the car salesman?
No.
If you're listening to the audio version of this, you've got to watch. You got to watch the version on YouTube because this face swap is.
Oh man.
It's like not even. It's neither of you. Like it's strange.
That is nightmare fuel. That.
It doesn't. It didn't look that bad, to be quite honest.
Stop zooming.
Oh man.
Let's forget this exists, shall we?
Kind of reminds me of T Martin a little bit.
Oh my god.
Oh, mine is so much worse. Like what the hell?
Oh, I do not approve.
No. No, not
Ban
at all.
Phil.
Oh my
Ban
word.
Phil.
Yeah,
Thanks for that, Phil. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Bye.
Thanks. Oh man,
Excellent.
face swapping does some horrendous things.
It does, yeah. We've got one more. If you're ready.
Yeah, all right.
You're
You got
recovered.
it, bro. You got it, bro. You got this one.
Oh,
Kaizon.
welcome to the Chucky Has a Podcast, Kaisen. Who is the question for and what is your question? I'm not awkward at all.
Hi, I just wanted to ask.
Welcome to the Chucky Has a Podcast. Oh, I can hear myself.
Oh, sorry.
Turn off your radio!
You've got to turn it down in the background.
I mainly wanted to ask for all three of your opinions on the new Toyota Corolla GR edition that got revealed a couple days ago.
Toyota GR edition. I don't even know anything about
There's
it.
a Toyota Corolla GR edition. There's my opinion.
That sound like car words.
That's their special Speedy Boy version, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, it's
Gazoo
a
Racing or
badass.
something.
It's a badass hot hatch Corolla. Like I've always liked the newer Corolla hatchbacks. And I mean, this seems to just be a better one. So it's a very attractive car. Will be wildly overpriced and will be on Cars and Bids in roughly 7 years for double the MSRP. So.
The Yaris GR looks like an absolute hoot. I think that looks a lot of fun.
I don't know
There's
cars.
a funny story about the Yaris GR. They made it as a homologation car so that they could rally it. It's a completely different platform from the normal Yaris.
Really?
And it took so long to get it completed that the rules had changed before
Oh
they
god.
could actually. So the Yaris GR exists as a potential rally car, but they can't rally with it anymore.
Oh god.
Right.
Building a car to a rule set that no longer exists.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
you
know
like to
about
see.
cars. I don't know cars. So I can't give you an answer. Looks
Well,
fun.
I know
Looks
cars, and this is a car.
I know motorsports. I don't know cars.
cool. Yeah.
It's weird to. They're different.
It is weird how like you can be so into racing and motorsport, but not really know anything about cars. I used to know stuff about cars back when like Top Gear was on, and I used to watch that, but I was into cars.
See, I guess that's the difference for me. Is I like cars, not so much watching motorsport.
Yeah,
So it's like the opposite for me.
yeah. Well, thank you, Kyson, for the question.
Thank you.
Tonight on Bottom Gear. Have you seen that? Surely you have.
Have I seen that?
Have you not seen Bottom Gear? Oh, come on now. You need to go watch
I don't
Bottom
think
Gear.
I have. That doesn't ring a bell with me.
That sounds like something rude.
It is rude.
I think I've heard of this. Is this like the YouTube parody thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll look that up and watch it then, if it's
Keyword.
becoming highly recommended.
Not good. It's not good content for the audio listeners, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hi, audio listeners. All three.
It
of
actually kind of. I mean, it's like the video is just still images, so it's
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to the audio listeners, the Spotify and Apple podcast listeners and things like that. That will have been surprised to see something from the Choking Hazard podcast pop up on their devices.
Give us a good review on Apple Podcasts. Thanks.
Yeah, and Spotify.
All right, I gotta get going. I'm 5 minutes late to work,
Spotify?
and I live 20 minutes away from work, so I gotta get going.
All right, you're gonna be really late. Bye, Nos.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Bye. And I guess that we'll end it there as well. If Nos is leaving, it's perfect time. We've talked about everything we need to talk about. So yeah. Oh, I can bring Pray Nos back. There we go for the end. So we won't leave it this long for the next podcast. It'll be the first weekend of next month, hopefully.
Checks availability, yes, will it? Yeah, probably.
It will, with or without you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It will be. Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, we'll be back without a 3-month break in between. So thank you guys for coming back and listening to us and watching us. And yeah, follow us wherever we are on the podcast places, audio wise, or on the YouTube channel, or wherever. Yeah, thank you guys. And do you want? I can't say. I can only say to Josh and Hammer now. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
IDT's the only one who likes it when I do that. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Bye bye.